It just froze, but now we're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lunch with Linda. I am Linda Daniels, and you are now inside Northampton Wolves. Welcome, welcome, and I am so glad to have you join us today. I am really happy to be back in the store. The last 2 weeks have been really hectic and a bit stressful for me, but most of that work is over. I had a lot of crochet in my life. If you follow on Instagram, you saw my posts about judging down at the 3-County Fair. Hey, Decker, joining us all the way out from California. Good morning to you. Are you having coffee? But there was an incredible amount of crochet items to judge this year out there. I talked about judging last time and how many times I get to do crochet versus knitting, and there were over 116 or just about 116 items that I had to look at and judge. And then on top of that, a lot of those are Afghans. For some reason, crocheters are much more Afghani than knitters are. The knitters don't enter as many Afghans as crocheters do. So I had a lot of, hi Linda, hi Eileen, a lot of crocheted Afghans to look at, which meant a lot of opening big things up and spreading them out on the table. The knitting judge, I think, probably only had about 4 Afghans. Isn't that interesting how crocheters are, and crocheting takes more yarn than knitting does, but they are much more willing to make those really big items than knitters usually are. So after that was done, on Saturday we had sign up registration for the classes up at the Hill Institute. This year I'm teaching 2 classes up there. The first one is a regular 10-week crochet class, and you, even though registration was on Saturday, you are still able to register if you want to take the crochet class, and you can be a beginner or an intermediate. You can have a specific project that you want to do. Oh, good, Terry entered stuff. She's a wonderful crocheter, and hopefully I didn't look at any names, Terry, so hopefully I didn't judge too harshly anything. But anyway, I'm teaching a regular crochet class up at the Hill. It starts at the end of this month. You can still register by calling the office of the Hill Institute and giving Chris your information. And I think most of the time she's letting people just bring a check to the first class. It costs $80. It meets on Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7 for 10 weeks with breaks. If there's no school, there's no class. Also, I'm teaching a reproduction class of the Corticelli, from the Corticelli silk mills, of some very interesting and cute little bags. Were you going to go up and get one? I have samples of them here. That class isn't until October 21st. You should know how to do a basic single and double crochet. This is a sample of one of the bags from the book, and I will have kits available in 100% silk that you could enter. So the Hill Institute, if you're interested in either of those classes, this is the biggest one that I did for them up there. But I just wanted a reminder of that, because they will take registration for that crochet bag class right up until the day of the class. So you have plenty of time to see if that works in your schedule or not. And then Saturday was also the Taste of Northampton. And if any of you got down here and were able to partake in that, it looked to me like it was a wonderful success. It was very crowded and very busy, and the mood was really happy. They had a band up at one end, and the owner of Jackson and Connor showed his skill off playing the harmonica, so that was a lot of fun to see another business owner showing another side of himself. But it looked like there were a lot of people in attendance. A lot of out-of-towners came. The garage was full, the parking lots were full, and the town itself was very busy. So that was really, really good. We have not had a taste for a number of years, and people have often talked about how much fun it was and how they wish it would come back. And the Downtown Business Association did a great job of igniting that flame. What was so great was that they closed Main Street from King Street all the way up to Thorns Market. So the entire block of Main Street was shut down to traffic, which meant that the restaurants could set their tents up right out in the street and people could really mill around in the middle of the street. We have a beautiful Main Street section, very wide and open and sunny. So it was really nice to see everybody participating in that event. And hopefully it was successful enough so that they will want to do it again next year. So we'll look for that to happen again next summer. With crochet being so much a part of my week, we have put up a sunflower window, and I showed you Bonnie's sunflower sweater, and I also sold the first of the sunflower blankets that I made. So this week I took time to make another one. So this is based on a granny square, but there are a million different ways to make a granny square. And I was thinking, this was so much fun, I was thinking of maybe doing a little 4-week series of crochet classes here at the store rather than up at the hill, based on beyond the granny square, beyond the traditional granny square, where we explore first a basic granny square, but then a bunch of different interpretations of that same pattern as well. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I will try to schedule something like that. And then one last little note about crochet. I was talking to my California family last night, and my 11-year-old granddaughter Ava is in a charter school called SAGE, which is a social awareness charter school, and they had a sign-up day for different groups and clubs and activities, and she signed up to be part of the crochet club, and she does not know how to crochet. So I was thrilled, and I immediately packed up some yarn. They're going to do crochet hats and scarves to donate to local shelters and maybe even the hospital, and sent her very own set of crochet hooks so she doesn't have to fight with anybody else or not have the equipment that she needs. So I was thrilled, and I can't wait to be with her and teach her how to make a granny square as well. Hi Stella, hi Jenk, hi Bonnie. Bonnie, stay tuned because I have a question for you. So that was my week. So now all of that stuff is over with and I'm back in the shop. You can see boxes behind me. They are starting to come in. Kate and I were just during our meeting telling her that there were several big orders that should arrive this week. One of them is from Trendsetter Yarns. We have a big order from Plymouth Yarn. They finally got some of their new yarns in, and another order from Emma's Yarn with some kits in it, and from Tutti, from another Italian company. But those boxes right there are a company called Pascauli, and I have talked about them before, but we really sort of delved into their, oh, Bess, yes, you're right. Yes, sunflowers are the national flower of Ukraine, and we could do a sunflower blanket. We could, absolutely. That's a great idea. Thank you for Bess. Thank you for that, Bess. We'll have to talk and see if we can come up with some good ideas. Maybe people would be interested in that. A blue background instead of black. I think that would be lovely. Great. Yeah, we'll put that together. So the Pascauli family of, or the mill, is in Italy, and I just want to find, of course, oh, there it is right there. You've heard me talk before about companies that are trying to be as environmentally friendly as possible. Earth Yarns is one of our favorites because for every skein of yarn that Earth Yarn sells, they plant a tree in Africa. The Pascauli family also has jumped in on that reforestation project and donates a certain percentage of their sales to local, because there are a lot of European countries that need to do reforestation as well. So they do a lot of that. They also go above and beyond in a lot of other aspects of their company. And before I actually show you the yarn, I just wanted to talk about a couple of things, because they sustainability is one of their primary, one of the primary principles in their philosophy. So they use only natural fibers, whether they're plant or animal fibers. They are not mixed with any kind of synthetic. So they're completely natural. That means that even though the garment or whatever it is you make out of it will last a long time, when it is time to retire it, it will actually only take about 6 months for that item to decompose naturally in some kind of landfill or something, and not have any effect on the environment. And so we talk about sustainable production and ethical production a lot, but we also have to think about the stuff on the other end as well. What happens to these pounds and pounds and pounds of clothing or fiber? So it's nice to know that with no synthetics in it at all, it only takes 6 months for it to decompose. Their fibers all come from what they call animal-friendly environments, and that they do as much eco-friendly and fair trade as possible. So they are really, really trying to think about the whole thing. Their packaging is amazing. I'm just gonna grab it. They use completely plastic-free packaging. So the yarns have all come to us in these brown paper packages tied up with bows or string. And with no plastic, there's no plastic or it's only plastic, right?
Yeah, plastic free.
So no plastic window to see the yarn in. So this is one of them. The other packaging also has little openings on the side so that we can see what the yarn is. And then the other yarn that we got comes in these big brown, again, paper bags, which actually are going to be great for recycling.
Oh, yeah.
Either recycling or reusing. We may even just reuse these bags. The first one that I showed you, it will tear apart and decompose, but this one actually will make a great bag. So we got 3 of the initial kinds. Can you see the color card book right there? They don't have a hugely extensive line, but they do have a number of different fibers, and we couldn't get them all as much as I wanted to. We have introduced 3 of their yarns. I just want you to see that they have different weights, and like they said, all of them are natural fibers. This is 100% baby alpaca. Really soft and really beautiful. So the yarns that I did get, I don't always know how to pronounce. This one I do. This is the Tibetan. This is 70% virgin wool and 30% yak on a size 6 or 7 needle, and they're saying 19 stitches to 4 inches. So it is close to a worsted weight. The spin is very soft, so it's not a tightly spun yarn. You will probably be able to unspin it with a simple little twist. This means that you need to use a duller needle, a rounder tip. If you use a pointy tip, you would think, oh, a pointy tip will be great, but it's those pointy tips that end up splitting soft spun yarn. So you want to use a bamboo needle, I knew Bess, I knew you would say that. She loves that color. Something with a rounder needle is going to slip into those stitches without splitting them. So a worsted weight yarn, merino and yak. And then the second one that we got is the one that I don't know how to pronounce.
I'll do it. Balayage.
Balayage. And I keep wanting to call it Bellagio. It's not Bellagio, it's balayage. And it is 80% alpaca and 20% merino wool. This is a lighter weight. This is more on a size 3 needle at 28 stitches to an inch. So this is close to a fingering weight yarn. So what do you do with it? Bonnie, this is my question. I sent Bonnie home when she was here with some of this and some of the balayage hand dyed. This is one of the colors. And I can't remember, Bonnie, what shawl you're knitting. So if you remember what it is I asked you to make, would you share that with us? The yarns are incredibly soft, and so super fine with that super fine merino. They really will knit up to make a really nice cowl or scarf or hat. That's obvious. It'll be really, really nice. But also, as soon as I saw this yarn, I thought these are going to make really wonderful classic vests. And so I grabbed a couple of vest patterns off of Ravelry this morning just to give you some ideas. This first one, I love this woman. Okay, thank you. Yes, Melanie Berg is a big designer for them. When Eileen and I were at the show, they were talking about a sweater that Melanie Berg is currently working on for their production. So you have that note right there in Bonnie's message. I hope all of you can see it. It's called The Nix Shawl, N-I-X-E, by Melanie Berg, and that is available on Ravelry. I think it was 2 and 2 skeins of the solid and 2 skeins of the multicolor that Bonnie had to take to knit that shawl. So that will be one of our models. But one of the designers on Ravelry, new designers that I've been following lately, is called My Favorite Things. And Bonnie, thank you for that. Yeah, let us know what you really think about the yarn. So this is a classic button vest in a real traditional kind of look. The only thing missing on that are some kind of pockets, professor pockets. But this one is written for a size 6 needle. And I think that the Tibetan would be beautiful in something as classic as that. The other one that I grabbed, is a classic men's pullover. I hope you can see that well. This kind of light on a white shirt on a white background. 3 of the solid and 2 of the multi. Thanks, Bonnie. So in a pullover, a very simple, classic kind of shape. And then the other one that I love, I also love this designer. Again, I won't be able to pronounce her name correctly, but it's Lone, L-O-N-E, Kieldsen. She is Finnish, and all of her designs are beautiful. And this pattern has a slight rib design to it. My printer put lines in it, but it's like a 2x2 rib on the bottom, and then a 3 or 5x2 rib up here in the body. So classic and tasteful, and that's not the word I wanted. Structured, tailored. So tailored looking. Any of those would be beautiful in either of those 2 yarns. So take a look at your Ravelry library and see what you may have in store. Timeless, thank you. We also got in the new Lane magazine. This is called Road Trip. It's the autumn of 2022. The cover looks like this. And this is, although it's in the store, you can pre-order it, and we can hold your copy of it until the 16th, which is that Friday? Must be Friday. And you can pick it up on Friday. It is live on our website, so you can purchase it on the website. But when I was looking through it, I fell in love with this sweater, and this sweater would be perfect. Let me just double check, because now I can't remember which of the yarns it was for. Figures. Wait. Okay, so this sweater would be perfect for the balayage. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Here we go. Oh my God, back and forth. I'm sorry, you guys. Am I making you dizzy yet? Darn it. Okay. A very classic, again, design that has that little bit of lace in it, but pretty simple. overall. Stockinette stitch sleeves, that little lace design up both panels of the front. Wouldn't all of us love this little lightweight jacket like that? There are a number of things. This is the brand new look for Lane magazine and this issue. This was another one that I thought really is a pretty classic looking design. So like I said, we've got these in the store. We can let them go on Friday the 16th, or you can pre-order them online. You can just buy it and we'll put it in a bag with your name on it and pick it up when you have a chance. That's coming. And then there's a new book that Lane is coming out with that is all very done in classic style, in a Fair Isle design or Icelandic design, but with completely new stitch colorwork patterns, and that looks really, really intriguing. I won't even attempt to try to remember what the name of it is, or even to say it, because it isn't that easy. So that is one of the new yarns that we're going to be putting on the shelf this week. I sent out last week the class and workshop schedule, and I just wanted to show you guys the pumpkin, because Adrian and I went shopping this weekend, and we were in Christmas tree shops in Holyoke, in Hobby Lobby, and in Target. And pumpkin decorating is probably the number one thing. Pumpkins in every single color, in every single size, and in every single material. And there was a machine-made cotton weirdo yarn that Christmas tree shops had, probably from China, and it was still $30. We're gonna do a pumpkin class, knit your own pumpkins. We've been doing this for years, and at first I was like, wait, that's done. We've been making pumpkins for a very long time, but it just gets more and more popular. So I am going to do a one-day pumpkin class on October 19th from 12 to 2. So you will get the pumpkin pattern, and it's not so much, the pumpkin is not so much about the knitting as it is about the finishing. And so I'll have a bunch of pattern pieces. Hi, Paula. I'll have a bunch of pumpkin ready pieces to show you exactly how to finish them. And although I have knit I-cord stems on all of mine, we're seeing a lot of them decorated with either vanilla beans or cinnamon sticks, or even some nice little sticks poked in the top there to really make them different. But we have made pumpkins out of every single weight, every single type of fiber, in every single color, and they all look fantastic. So we've got a couple of people signed up for that class already. We're going to have a really fun time. So if you are interested in, it's October 12th. Did I say, oh.
On the website, it's 12th.
Oh, sorry, it's October 12th. Oh, that's right, I did change it to the 12th. Thank you, Kate. I scheduled so much that I was like, where am I?
That's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday afternoon. From 12 to 2. I know the time is right. We hope to see you there. You'll get a pattern, you'll get the instruction, and maybe we'll even be able to share some yarn for everything. The other class that is definitely happening is Gail Hurley is going to be doing the Shirley bag. That is a felted bag class, and it's a Fair Isle knit bag. But a number of you that have taken the sock class with Gail carries that bag around as a project bag, have asked for that class. So the last time that she was here on Friday, she and I talked about it, and she's definitely going to do it. There's a picture of it on the website, on the class pages. You can see exactly what it is. It is a purchased pattern. I think it was purchased. Maybe it's free on Ravelry. You can get the pattern and see. It takes a lot of different colors. It takes 7 different colors of yarn. And that is definitely a class where we will share material. So if you've got bits and pieces of wool that will felt, we're going to ask everybody that comes to the class to please bring your stuff with you. Instead of buying 7 full skeins, we'll be able to share stuff around, and everybody will be able to work with a lot of different colors. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was the other new class that I just scheduled was our favorite bag designer, whose name is, oh, I've got it right here in front of me. Sharon Anholt was the designer of the Market Square bag that so many of you have knit and love out of the Cairns cotton. She just came out with her felted Market Square bag, and I got so excited about it that on Saturday I started it. I started the bottom of it, and last night I knit the whole thing. So I wanted to show you what it's going to look like before felting. I'm going to go home this afternoon and felt this so that you can see what it looks like. I'm going to show you the picture. Here is the pattern, and it's done with two, oh, thanks, Gail. You can buy it on Ravelry. It's done with two different colors of, she used Noro, but we don't carry Noro. We carry the Gina from Plymouth Yarns. And so I knit the beginning of the bag. So this is the bottom, and it starts just like the Market Square bag. You cast on so many stitches and you knit so many rows, and then you pick stitches up and you start a 3x3. This is different than the market bag in that it is not a slip stitch pattern. It is a true knit with two color pattern. And you go all the way up to the top and then form the top of the bag with an I-cord bind off. So we're going to do a little 2-day workshop on this bag. And like I said, I used the Gina. Next week, I'll show you what this looks like when it's all felted. And Kate very kindly put some of the colors that we have in a basket. So it takes 3 skeins of what would be your main color and then 1 skein of a sharp contrast. Where's my finger going? Of a sharp contrast color. And so I used 3 skeins of a color like this that had a lot of gray and pink in it, and then I went with one that had a lot of red and blue in it, and that's what gives you this great overall look. This is such a mix of color that you could pick 4 different skeins and still get an amazing look. It doesn't have to line up. It doesn't have to be the same thing over and over and over again. So look for that. That class is live on the website as well. So we're looking forward to having those 2 workshops going this time as well. Monday is Ranunculus. Yeah, the 19th is another session of the Ranunculus class. If you're feeling left out, if you're feeling left behind, if you are ready to join the Ranunculus family, we still have some room. We have some people signed up, but we still have some room in that class, and we will do that both Zoom and in person. So if you can't make a class, we record it. You can watch the recording. You can come in for help. You can be far away and still take the class. So that, I just wanted to let you know, that has plenty of room left in that. The other thing that we did get that I did want to show you too is we got in another big order from Madeline Tosh of the DK. So we have a really good supply of Tosh DK, which again, they used for their Rhinebeck sweater. Not that you have to make that, but I also, and I didn't bring it today, I'll bring it next week, I finished the Tosh DK sweater that I was knitting out of it, and I needed to go into a 5th skein, so I added a contrast color to do the cuffs at the bottom of the sweater and the sleeves. And I did that with 4 skeins of the main color and 1 skein of the contrast color. So 4 skeins for most average, like 42 and down, would be able to make a sweater in 4 skeins. 44 and up, you will need the 5th skein, and we did get 5 or more skeins of all of the colors in this last order. So we have that in stock already. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say there was one more thing I wanted to say. So I know I've talked to briefly to a couple of you about this, but we are looking for an adult who has a yarn addiction and wants to figure out a way to earn a little bit of extra money to support that yarn addiction. We need some Saturday help, and you need to know how to knit. We'll help you with customer service. We'll train you on the register, but I can only offer really, really part-time, but we need somebody. If you are interested, if you know somebody that you think might make a good fit here, let them know and give us a call or come on in on Wednesday and talk to us in more detail about it. But we do need to expand it. Losing Bonnie, and unfortunately we are losing Beth. Means that there's a hole in our team.
I know, it's hard.
I haven't talked about Beth lately, but she's not going to be coming back, and we're just sort of waiting for word. So we always send her love.
It's so hard
Okay.
to lose somebody. It's so hard.
All right, so that looks like that is everything on my list today. Enjoy the beautiful weather that we're going to have this week, even though we're going to have some pouring rain tomorrow. That just means that you can get those needles cranking and go knit something. Bye, everybody.